Yeah, one notable absentee, Joe, and one man who Arsenal fans will be very pleased to see. They are just starting a training session in the background behind me there. The man who did emerge, Haverzt, and he did say in his interview after that game at the weekend, when of course he scored the winner against Newcastle, that he would be fine, that it was just a little precautionary reason for him leaving the pitch with 8 minutes to go. And sure enough, Haverzt is out there. But the other muscular niggle, to use the words of Mikel Arteta from that game, was Kai Havertz, and he hasn't emerged. So Kai Havertz not training with the team today. You would suspect then he will play no part in Madrid tomorrow night. Ricardo Calafiori is out there. 3 weeks since we last saw him in Arsenal's win out in Lisbon against Sporting in the last round of the Champions League, so Arsenal fans will be very pleased to see his long locks out there, I'm sure. But Jurrien Timber's still an absentee for Arsenal, and obviously Mikel Merino a long-term absentee. But the good news is that Havertz has shaken off that muscular niggle from Saturday.
Of course, it was such a crucial win over Newcastle at the weekend. How important is it for Arsenal that they keep building momentum against Atletico Madrid tomorrow night?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's crucial for them. You know, it wasn't pretty at times against Newcastle at the weekend, but a win is a win at this stage of the season. That's what you need to do. You just need to keep grinding out results. And there have been a lot of question marks over Arsenal, especially after that defeat at the Etihad to Manchester City. But they got straight back on the horse with a vital 3 points against Newcastle in the league. They're obviously still fighting on two fronts. You know, it wasn't that long ago Arsenal fans were dreaming of a quadruple. That's gone out the window, but a double is still possible. It's not going to be easy. They're two very tough competitions that they find themselves in, and a real dogfight in both. But with Atletico Madrid, they know they're going to get a tough test. They are a proven Champions League side. Diego Simeone has shown in the past that he always has a plan to try and get the best out of his side as well. So they're going to face a tough fixture in Madrid tomorrow night, then straight back into the Premier League at the weekend at home against Fulham, and then obviously the second leg of this next Tuesday as well. So a season-defining 6 days, I think you would have to say, Joe.
Absolutely, and when you put it like that, given Arsenal are chasing both a first ever Champions League title and a first Premier League title in 22 years, where will Mikel Arteta's main priorities lie over this week, but the next few weeks as well?
Yeah, I think Mikel Arteta will tell you that there is no priority, that they're very much still fighting on two fronts, and the aim is to win both competitions that they're in. They were flawless in the Champions League group stage. They looked so impressive, and okay, they may have looked a little bit more shaky in recent weeks, but they will absolutely be thinking this is a competition that they can win. 20 years since their one and only Champions League final appearance, and for a club of this size, their European record isn't great, so this is a real chance, you know, to become champions of Europe. It doesn't come around very often, the opportunity to do that. And as for the league, they have been sitting pretty at the top of the Premier League all season, knocked off their perch just for a couple of days last week when Manchester City won at Burnley. But they're back on top again. They've got a 3-point gap. Yes, Manchester City have a game in hand. But, you know, I think that is the one for Arsenal fans. The Premier League for Arsenal fans is perhaps the priority. But Mikel Arteta will tell you that absolutely they're still aiming to win both competitions. So the players just heading down to the far part of the training field now. They'll be finishing off their training session, then hopping on a flight to Madrid later this afternoon, where my colleague Darmesh Sheth will be there to greet them, and later on this evening you'll be hearing from Mikel Arteta and from Martin Odegaard in their press conference at the Wanda Metropolitano. Yeah,
we'll look forward to hear what they have to say. Jamie, you're just covering up now, but we saw that big screen just behind you. We know that Mikel Arteta's been trying kind of different things, shall we say. Give us just a bit of an insight as to what the mood is like right now there for this Arsenal camp.
Yeah, just a little bit of music playing at the moment. There's no sort of, you know, Atletico Madrid chants being blared out of the speakers or anything like that. So, and I can't tell you from this angle what's on the screen. But yeah, no sort of quirky training drills or anything at the moment. The players look very relaxed, and you know that was a big topic of conversation in the Monday Night Football coverage last night, wasn't it? Just Arsenal look fatigued, they look tired. They've been fighting on both fronts, or fighting on all four fronts until fairly recently. Is there a question mark over, you know, their energy levels at this sort of stage of the season? They look very relaxed out there. As I said, they'll be very buoyed to see Ricardo Calafiori back. He's a hugely important part of this squad. Havertz out there as well, having scored that winner on Saturday.